Hello everybody. Sorry for all the delays yesterday. I guess I got almost a heat stroke or something. We are again under excessive heat. It's an advisory, not a warning. But yesterday was trash day, so I hurried up in the morning to do some stuff, to put some stuff in the trash. And then considering that today was supposed to be hot again and then starting tomorrow we were going to have rains, I went ahead and I stacked the stuff that's going to go next week. Anyway, I got in the house all dizzy, drank some tea and laid on the couch. It was like 2 something and I guess I fell asleep and Elaine woke me up at 5:30. So I slept like 3 hours or something. A lot. It was, and I wasn't able to do anything anymore. But anyway, I said that I was going to show you how to do a stained glass effect, and I actually have what I realized is with all these heat waves, what I need to do before noon, because if I try to do it after like 12 o'clock, it's impossible. And just from going out to check on the outside cats and feed them and water them, only those few minutes I'm outside drain me out. So anyway, I do have a few things that are almost ready to come out. I'm almost ready to post them. So supposedly if I live past all these heat things, I'll be able to do that. Anyway, let's get to the stained glass, and this one will be again a more like a beginner thing. So you wouldn't find it too hard to do. And what I have here, this is translucent, that was on the thickest setting on the pasta machine. Each of these colors was done by using the square cutter that's a 1.5 inch. This would be 1 part, right? Each of these has 3 parts of translucent and respectively a 1/4 part. So this then cut in 4. Each of this is ultramarine blue. This is pomegranate red. Then I have here, actually it's half and half sunshine yellow and cadmium yellow. And here half and half wasabi and jungle green, because I didn't want to go too green. Using the regular green on the Premo is a little bit too, for me honestly, it's an eyesore. And then I'm going to also use black, obviously. Now the first thing that I need to do is to make me some shapes. So, and don't worry, you are going to get some placking from this, but this will only enhance the stained glass look. Another thing, when you are done with these and are ready to bake them, I suggest that you put them in between tiles like I showed you before, like tile, wax paper sheet, your piece, wax paper sheet, and another tile, so that they would stay perfectly flat and not warp in the oven. Because the thinner you make them, the more translucent they will be. So you'll get more of a stained glass effect. The other thing is that you can sand it if you so wish, but I would not recommend. Hi Carrie, yay, you started staying up late, huh? I would not recommend for you to use varnish on it, if you just simply have it nicely, if you put it between wax paper with the waxy side towards the clay, you won't even need to sand at all. But if you don't have that and you need to sand it to make it flatter, then what I suggest is that you buff. If you do use varnish or resin, it's going to look very plasticky and will stop having that beautiful stained glass. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You're staying up late. I start feeling guilty for your for not letting you sleep. Alrighty. So, yeah, and that's why, as I was saying in the beginning, that's why I actually rescheduled this for 10:30 instead of 5:30. I don't even know what was in my mind when I mean, I know what was in my mind when I scheduled it for 5:30 because I knew I had to do stuff in the morning. But yeah, I for a while, at least until this heat ends, it needs to, my stuff has to be before, or at most noonish, you know. So once again, if you missed the very beginning, these were obtained by mixing translucent Premo with colored Premo, translucent on the thicker setting on the pasta machine using the 1.5-inch square cutter. Each of these colors has 3 parts, that means 3 cut parts of translucent, and a total of 1/4 part of colored clay. In the case of the blue and the red, it's ultramarine blue and pomegranate red respectively, and in the case of the green and the yellow, it's actually 1/8 sunshine yellow, 1/8 cadmium yellow, and the green is 1/8 wasabi and 1/8 jungle green. Yeah, I know it's winter there. And if you I know that jungle green is not manufactured anymore, but remember I did post a recipe for it. If you head on to my website, kalyanadesign.com, it's on the homepage. So, as I said, I'm going to, right now what I'm doing is simply kind of cubicizing my polymer clay. So it would be easier to shape into a cane. And I was reviewing my my faithful notepad, and it's in a very dire shape because of Finnegan. Finnegan, I don't know if I told you before, but Finnegan loves to chew on paper. He doesn't eat paper. He just likes to chew on it. Thank you. Okay, so let's get together a design. And I want to go kind of like with the fleur-de-lis thing. So in order to do a fleur-de-lis kind of stuff, we start with an oval in the very middle. Right? And then we have something like that. It's not perfect because you can see the conditions on which I'm designing it, but we'll say it's perfect. We'll just say it's perfect. So we are aiming for an approximate quarter like this. But one thing that I'm going to do is to give it some circles, and I'm wondering how to put the circles. So considering this would be my middle, let's do one circle like this. And one circle like this. And then here we can have another thing going on. And another thing like this going on. So obviously I'm going to mirror this. Hi Catherine, I'm feeling better. I'm still not fully recovered. Hi Karen. Hi Colleen. So knowing that I'm going to be mirroring this, so this will be mirrored. So I only need to pay attention to this and to give it a good thing here. Let's make this yellow, and this will be yellow, and this will be yellow, and we'll make this red. And yeah, I think I need another line, so let's put a line. How should I put a line here? Let's put a line like this. So I'm gonna have this blue, green, green, blue. So this is blue, this is green, and then I'm gonna have this red, yellow, red, yellow. So this will be the design. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alrighty, I'm gonna put it here so I can take a look at it. Alrighty, so red and yellow. Oh. Gonna make this actually a little bit longer than it is wide. And I'm going to use this. Cut one like this, and then cut one like this. I know it's not perfect, but I can perfect it. Okay, so I'm gonna have an ovaloid of red. And you might want to make it nice and alrighty. Hi Hirasuna. And now I'm going to grab the yellows that are going to be pretty much kind of like this. And let's cut another yellow triangle. So the triangles will go, this is a bit too big. Because we want to, so this is going to go like this. And of course at this point I do need the black. And this is the only one that I didn't prepare. Goodness gracious. But this is still the sticky black. See if 3 thickness works. So if I put this here and this here, yeah, I think it should work. Alrighty, so it's going to be very delicate. Oops. All right, so first I'm gonna place some on the yellow. Again on the yellow. And see how I'm following the angle. Hi Sharon. And place this here. And see, I discovered that I have here an owie. These corners don't go properly all the way. What the heck? So you want this to go all the way here properly. And now we are good with it. And of course we need one to go from here to here, but also another thing that we need is a little bit here. The problem with this is that this will be doubled, so I need to make it a little bit thinner. So I'm gonna go on a 6. because when I mirror the whole thing, it's going to double up. Why do I have such a low 2? There we go, much better. I had the light turned down here a little bit because I was working on typing some stuff and it was too bright for my eyes, and I didn't realize that I didn't bring it back. Duh. All right, now let me get this back through the machine on a 3. So I have my black ready for any future stuff. Okay, now the next thing I have to do is a yellow, and I am going to actually cut myself a piece out of this because I still need a little bit of it for the corners. And I'm going to shape this and very careful on the edges because you want the edges to be nice and okay, don't worry much about this thing here yet. We are going to worry about it in a minute. So let's wrap this in black. Actually, I do need here a diagonal cut. And a diagonal cut. There we go, and we have it just. Most of the time I don't know. I kind of work things in my mind. Alright, so actually I'm gonna switch that, or maybe I'm not. So my first thing will be to make I might need more glue, to make a little roll here, because I want that fleur-de-lis petal to be nice and rounded. It's going to be like this. Now I'm going to actually get this blue more in a I need to get it through the machine first. And as I said, I might need more blue. Alrighty, so start first with the diagonal cut here, because I need to insert this here. And it doesn't go all the way, it only goes to here. And then here comes a diagonal. Pretty much to the yellow red thing here. Yeah, I don't need more blue. I should have made the design first. Good thing that I do have measurements, right? Because I can make another blue without a problem. Gonna get all these little extras and make a little triangle here. And place it here. And just a little string here, and then I'll need a pinch more blue here. in more black and I need more blue. Things that happen. It's a good thing yesterday I didn't get a heat stroke. And my neighbor actually told me, you know, it's getting hot, go inside. Just a few more minutes, I need to finish this. I finished it, but... Hi, Mona. So honestly, this morning I didn't really do much. I said that anything that needs to be done can be done tomorrow morning when it's gonna be cooler. Because tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit of a cool off. And before I do anything else, let me do the blue. So as I was saying, 3 parts translucent. And this way you can see how to mix it easier, the easiest way. Hi, Carlene. Better late than never, huh? So the way that I do it, I first flatten it nicely, get with it through the machine. Roll it. Let me put this away a little. Roll it. And I do this a few times. Of course you can use the machine for this, but I'm kinda in the power saving mode, you know. I'm gonna actually swirl it a little bit. And at this point I can get with it through the machine because it's going to be just fine. And now I only need to do it just a few times, right? We are learning how to do stained glass effect. course, you can use the tinted, the colored translucents that are in other lines, like the Cernit. You have all kinds of colors in that. And no, I noticed I forgot to replace my trash bag here. Alrighty, so next thing is to actually this is supposed to come only this much. I did a boo-boo. Because we have here a black line. There we go. So make a red semicircle. And the yellow semicircle. Actually, should be like a quarter of a circle, not a semicircle, a quarter of a circle. So being a quarter of a circle, it has to be a semicircle. My brain is still not completely recovered. I'm sorry. Because I need two of them. I need one for the top and one for the bottom. And cut in half. And the same with the yellow. Even if it's not going to be as big as the red, it's going to still be fine. Alrighty, so now I'm going to place some black between the yellow and the red for both corners, but I need to have it all the yellow in the corner here. And then I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was not really in the camera. I got this that's going to get changed. You'll see here in a minute how. But it's easier to do it this way. So make sure that these corners are extended all the way. So wrap it. Oh, this, I made this too thick. My brain isn't working well, as I said. Not yet. This has to go on a 3. I think I noticed it. The one in between the white and the yellow is going to be fine. The yellow and the red will be fine. Okay, so one. And the second one. Now I'm going to make the unfathomable thing of you can work it differently. I'm sure I'm not showing you the best way of doing this right now, but a black here. So this should be the bottom part of it. And of course you can use other colors, other combinations. I just thought of going with the primary colors. Hi Adelaide, glad you made it. That's the most important thing. Alrighty. Oh, a tiny bit of. Okay, now the next will be the this like this. I didn't cut it very well, and this like this. I'm gonna add it here because this comes a line that is going to end here, and let me do the same thing I did on the other one. This looks like candy, like taffy. Huh. Look. It's going to be here, so let me grab more yellow. I am cool now. I was good. Now let's get together some of this yellow, green. It's a little bit too wide. It is a yellowish green, but still shouldn't call it yellow. Still a touch too wide. And I want this all the way to this point here. Now this is going to be here, so I need a little bit here. Starts getting sticky, and my SE should kick in any minute now, hopefully. It starts getting a little hot in here. Alrighty, and now another black. That will come all the way to here, but I didn't place it all the way from the start. This should work just fine. Okay, so I got this, and now I'm going to give it a little bit more blue. Actually, I just need a triangle, and then I can start reducing, flattening. Well, you know, customers come first because it's your income, right? That's an absolute. Okay, so placing this here, so this would be it, but I'm going to do one more wrap with black once it's done. So what I'm going to do now is to reduce it but as I'm reducing, I'm going to flatten it to about half of its width. And why am I flattening it afterwards? Because it's much easier to work with like that. Or you can work with it as is, and then once you mirror it, you start squarify it again. God, I'm getting hot. So you flatten it in the direction of the fleur-de-lis. And I don't want to do a lot of wastage. The translucent was also a little bit soft, so it's not going to be very perfect geometry wise, right? Goodness, it's a lot of wastage on this end. And there we go. And now I can cut it in half. It's exactly 1.5, so hi, Ilyanka. And now I'm going all square, as you can see. At this point, I think I want to cut a little bit here. And here. Because of the squishiness of the translucent. And as I said, I'm going to wrap the whole thing in black. So this is not a brocade type cane where you start from a square, or from a triangle, and then you just repeat it in different ways. Alrighty. to get a little bit out of this end. Of course I cut wrong. No, it's much shorter. Okay. So, yep, still thinner. And I'm going to just reduce it a little bit more so I can cut a slice and show you. So this, you just cut slices, and you can do, you know, earrings. You can put them in between a metallic mica shift to create a bib necklace. You can make square beads, you know, hanging. But obviously, as I said in the beginning, the thinner you cut them, the more transparent they will be. And if you missed the beginning, I was advising to not varnish or resin this, because it's going to take away the stained glass look. Instead, if you need to sand it a bit, but instead buff it. Even if you don't have a power buffer and you just use a soft cotton cloth, it's going to look more like glass than if you varnish it. Okay, so I think it is pretty good right now. And as I said, you bake it between tiles. So tile wax paper with a waxed side towards the clay, your slice, again wax paper with a waxed side against the clay, and then the other tile on top, so that they will stay all nice and perfectly flat. It's very soft and very hard to cut. So yeah, get it in the fridge for a little bit before cutting. I'm gonna just mess up a whole bunch of slices. And there we go. So remember, this is going to be translucent once you bake it. Doesn't look like it when it's not baked, but it will be, I promise you, because you saw me mixing translucent and stuff. So and the one that's in planning is what can I do with this? I can do some beads, you know. Is a different type of stained glass. It's in an Art Deco style. So beads. And they will look like glass too, because they are made out of translucent. You can just, thank you. You can just let them be like this. You can make whole sets of them. And they will look pretty. They are kind of summerish. And they will look like glass beads, I promise you. Again, don't varnish them. Thank you so much, and I hope there are no more mishaps next Sunday, because they messed me up with the internet, and then the heat messed me up, and I am getting tired of summer, honestly. Yeah, because I forgot to tell you it. I had to replace some equipment online on the internet. In some nodes, stuff melted. And if you are wondering how can stuff melt, well, remember what heat we have. And just to give you an example, give me just a second and I will show you how stuff can melt. And something that's actually in things like traffic light in Europe. Not some of the totally melted stuff, but some of the signals and things at all kinds of stuff, transformers and traffic light equipment, everything that's plastic. And when plastic melts, because it's only up to a certain degree of heat resistance, and apparently it can get under the heat and all that metal encasing, it can get to over 200, and some stuff started melting and messed up the. So anyway, that's why we had to have the internet. They had to replace some stuff along the nodes, so that's why I didn't have internet Sunday and Monday most of the time. I mean, it would come on probably as they were moving from one node to another. It would come on for like anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes, and then it would go off again. So I hope you'll try some of this stuff. Another thing that you can use as inspiration, if you go on Google Images and you look for stained glass simple design, let me switch to the display. You can find all kinds of stuff that you can use to inspire you. And yeah, the video that I'm preparing is about obtaining this kind of effects. But as you can see, there's all kinds of simple designs that you can try if you don't want to try this exact one. Some are simpler than others, but see, like you can do this, you can do something like this. This is also fairly easy to make, and you have a lot of plain translucent to use. You only need 2 colors, the pink and the green, and the rest is translucent in black. So I hope you'll try and you'll have some fun, and thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not looking forward. I mean, it's going to be at least another month, a month and a half of heat like this before it gets better. Good thing we still have some days in between. And the other good thing is that we had quite a bit of rain, so vegetation didn't die around. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all Sunday. And fingers crossed for no more events. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and see you all on Sunday.